Hey, welcome to G Vibes. It's your girl G9 in the building. Did I really get something? I just want to say thank you for tuning in every Monday, 6 to 7 p.m. on the cellularradio.net.
Everything okay over here?
Okay, y'all. I had a little dysfunctional moment for a second. Am I in now?
Yeah.
With my microphone. Check 212. I don't hear me.
Yeah, I hear you.
I can't hear
just
myself.
fine.
Oh, there I go.
I can't
Sorry,
hear
guys.
myself when I'm with you.
Oh yeah, I used to love that song. That used to be my on the way to work song. That's crazy. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. This is episode 44. And so I wanted to tell y'all something little of this and a little bit of that. So my 45th episode, I will be telling everybody about my 50th episode giveaway. I'm gonna be giving away some things, y'all. And if you tune in next week, I will be revealing the things you need to do to win these giveaway prizes. You feel me? So I just want to say, make sure you tune in next week on the 45th episode to check out those giveaway prizes. Not only the giveaway prizes, what you need to do to get those prizes. I will be announcing the winners on the live show on my 50th episode, which is August 31st. But with the 45th episode, I'll just be telling you guys what you need to do and what you need to do before that date. On another note, I've been seeing a lot of social media things about, let's do some news right quick. Kanye West becoming president now. He kind of didn't do too well on the press run for South Carolina. And they said that his ballot was revoked or something. What did they say? Did you know, Rashid, what they said about that? Like it was, they didn't issue it in?
Well, the fact that he didn't actually announce his candidacy until like way late.
Oh yeah.
So and that takes time for you to actually process to get put on the ballot.
Oh, okay. So he wasn't going to be qualified anyway?
No.
Okay. So lady went on social media talking about how he talked about her bad in the audience and things like that. I seen kind of the post or what happened with her. I'm not going to even tune in. I ain't even going to say too much about that because honestly, we all know that he's not even he's not going to be in a president candidate situation, right? So it's not even no point to even discuss anything about him being the president. I can't say what some people felt about him being the president. I can't do that. Should I? What you think, Rashid? I should tell what people said about him being the president.
Go ahead, knock yourself out.
I guess I'm gonna knock myself out. I said, what's your thoughts on Kanye West being the president of the United States of America? People say he can't do worse than the one we got. Okay. Always got something bad to say about Trump, but you can't name one bad thing he's done for us. That's what a guy said on social media, that we always talk bad about Trump, but we can't name one thing that he's done bad about us. I never said anything about Trump on social media. Well, I have. I ain't gonna lie.
Females about a vagina.
It's just a lot of things you can say bad about Trump, but I'm not gonna say too many things about Trump because I'm not gonna waste my space and energy and my hour on Trump because we can name a list of things. But the guy in the comments said that he feels like people keep talking about how bad Trump is, but like he hasn't done. I think that people think since they got a stimulus check, which Obama gave us one, and I think George Bush gave us one before that too. Well, I wasn't able to get that. I was young, right. But people gave us stimulus checks. That don't mean he's the greatest president in the United States of America.
I don't know.
You can look up some things why he's not the best candidate for to be the president, but we're not gonna get into that, like I said. So another person said, what is another person said? We're gonna go to somebody else because they were going back and forth, back and forth. He's going to embarrass us. This is what they said about Kanye West. He's going to embarrass us, the racists in the office. He said he's going to embarrass us. Fuck, excuse my language. F that, keep the racists in the office. All he going to do is get high off pills. F that. That's what they said about Kanye West. He gets high off pills. I don't know that. That's not.
Okay, so just because he's confirmed bipolar, but have we seen him
actually
take drugs.
No, have we ever seen him? Have we ever confirmed, as in somebody spoke for him and confirmed that, or has he came out and said that? That's what you got to think about. Because I don't know if he's came out and actually said he's bipolar, but I know. Oh,
no.
Maybe he did.
He did.
He did in Charlamagne's interview, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I think he said something about that.
And then on his latest album cover, he actually says, "I'm bipolar." It's awesome.
Oh, okay. So, on another note, someone said, keep the racist orange man in the office. All Kanye West is going to do is get high off pills, crown his ass off like a jackass. I don't know what he was trying to say. Let's not embarrass the black community. Yeah, he was going off in the comments, and I was confused. But
okay, that makes no sense because the black community already does that on its own with their own shenanigans. Just saying.
I'm not gonna say nothing about that one either. We talk about that a lot. I just think that whoever you gonna choose wisely. How about that? Make sure you choose. People just talking about the president, but it's other people that we could choose for a different. I should read the ballots and stuff like that for people in November, so they could go and pick our governors and our district attorneys and stuff like that. That's what you guys really need to be getting into.
The main focus of voting, it should not only be on the presidency, but it should also be on who you vote in the Congress, because who you vote in the Congress ultimately dictates how the presidency is going to run.
Yes, definitely. So on that note, we're going to kick into another song real fast right quick, and then we're going to come back with our guests. Ready when you ready. Hey, welcome back to G Vibes. It's your girl G9 in the building, and I have my guest now. He's here.
Thank you.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Henry Jones the Great.
Pull your mic a little closer.
Oh, I'm Henry Jones the Great.
Yes. Why do they call you Henry Jones the Great?
Well, I call myself the Great now.
Now?
Yeah, just because of evolving and becoming a man and things of that sort.
Oh, can you tell us a little bit about that?
I mean, I just feel like I've come full circle from where I was at, or 180 from where I was at.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so give us your. So you gave us your Is that your Instagram?
Yeah. So my Instagram is Henry HEN 5_RY.
And today we're gonna be talking about him being an artist. He's a photographer / father. We're gonna talk about a little bit about him being a father as well. Hey y'all. And so we're gonna start with your journey as being a photographer. How you want to go by talking about that? Let's go there.
Let's talk about it. I mean, hey, grew up in Pasadena, California. That's where I'm from. Journey as a photographer started in 2014, 2016 officially. I started doing photography after my mother passed away.
Oh.
And you know, it's funny. A lot of people say they're like, "Oh, you know, it's sad," but I mean, she lived a great life. And what I've learned so much from her passing is to not only keep going and moving forward, but like she is definitely an angel. Like whether she was my mother or not, she was an angel and she did her job here. And she transitioned and she left a lot of great children behind, a lot of great grandchildren behind. And so now I wanted to create something that her name is attached to, you know, with my business and my photography. And I started the photography because there just weren't enough images of her around when it came to telling her story. So I'm now that person in the family. I'm now that person for whoever.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, it's all good.
Do you feel like not only she's your angel, do you draw her sometime? Because I know photography. Yeah. Some people, they draw first and they get into that type of stuff. Do you take pictures of old places you guys used to be at or anything?
So, interesting enough, I made it a point to take, for everybody listening, I have 2 kids. I have a son who's 8 years old. His name is Malik. My daughter's name is Zion. So I made it a point that when they were born, thank you, when they were born, to take them back to our original house in Pasadena, and we always take pictures there. Like I used to do it actually every New Year's.
Really?
Yeah, every New
Does
Year's
it bring you happiness?
Yeah, and it's all, you know, it brings me happiness, and it's just like connecting them to where I'm from.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, how did you get into who inspires you, first of all, besides your mom? Like, what photographer inspires you to do photography?
You know what? I used to. I grew up a lot of times. I would draw,
Mm-hmm.
and Norman Rockwell. He's a painter and an artist.
Okay.
He's actually a white guy, which is funny. But
Why is it funny?
it's because my art is black. Like people tell me, my
Yeah.
art is like.
Well, from looking at your Instagram, it looks like that.
It's black.
Yeah.
It's
but
like,
you can like other culture things.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. So Norman Rockwell, somebody who I always looked up to. You know what? Honestly, a lot of people who I've got involved with since I've started working, I'd be blown away by their work. Like a Brandon Hicks, Neeks, 36 Neeks, my boy Steve's Media, Devin. Like, there's all these people who have like showed me the ropes, so they kind of like inspire me and motivate me.
You had a mentor before?
No, I'm self-taught.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, so I mean, I would say my biggest inspiration is my kids, my family, and God. Like,
Yeah.
that's it.
I love that. Do you feel like it should be a story behind pictures?
Yes,
Why is that?
because I feel like it should be a story behind images. Because, say, for instance, we're looking back at a lot of images that came out from the civil rights movement, right?
Yeah.
And when they have a story behind them, we're seeing them right now.
Yeah.
And the story has changed. The narrative has changed. We saw these black and white photos in 6th and 7th grade in high school and talks about the movement, but we never knew the exact stories behind it. You know,
Right.
so I feel like all images should have a story, something, attached to it, because it's a part of history. When
True.
you capture somebody, and that's history right there.
Well, what was the first picture you can remember you took that made you say, "Okay, I want to do photography"?
I'll never forget the first picture I took. It's funny. I got a camera for, I believe it was Christmas. Jalen blessed me with a camera.
Mm-hmm.
She blessed me with a camera, and it wasn't even that, like, it wasn't the best of best cameras, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna capture something. So the first image I took, it was my son had a ball pit, and he had all these little basketballs in there. And I took the picture, and it was simple. It could be something you see in like a bar, but it was just like the colors that popped out, the details. I'm like, okay, I want to do this.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, I want to do this.
What's the other side of being in the industry as a photographer?
The other side is not making money, not getting booked, disappointments, just not having that support, right? Because, I mean, even before I got into photography, I'm like, everybody's doing this. When I was in like college, I'll say, everyone was a club photographer. Everybody was like taking pictures, and I say the adverse side to being a photographer is just the reputation that comes with it. Even now we have people who are being exposed for being like these creeps behind the scenes and blah blah blah, and like,
Yeah, you have to maintain your whole reputation because one thing could get out even if it's not really true.
Yeah.
And then it ruins you.
Yeah, so I said the downside is like, not necessarily feeling like you're at where you want to be at. Again, I'm 31. I started this.
And he look young, y'all. He look like he 24, 25. I'm like, how old are you?
Thank God. Thank God.
Melanin don't crack.
Right. Somebody said to me recently, melanin don't crack unless you do it.
Yeah.
I was crying laughing.
Oh, I coughed. Everybody like, woo, coronavirus. No. Anyway, how has art affected your life negativity?
I mean, growing up, I think a lot of people didn't expect this from me. I had a diverse group of friends, but I feel like I was bad. I'll say it just like it was. Like, I done did the most.
What do you mean bad?
I was bad. Like, I did stuff that to this day I'm okay. It ain't gonna never come back. You feel me?
Yeah.
So but again, just running around the wrong crowds. Like, a lot of people don't understand that Pasadena has like a small gang culture.
It does?
Yeah, very small. I mean, they do their thing, but it's small, right? So, there was a large time in my life that I spent looking at the wrong influences. Like, I had great grades, and I loved where I was at. I just had this influence of going in the wrong path. So, back to your question. I'm sorry.
No worries. We can always drift off. Everybody know our drifts.
Yeah, I feel like some people didn't expect me to be here, so it's that part of them like accepting it, like or I may put out an image and like, nah, that ain't him, or just that private backlash, like
And do you think because you're a young photographer, the pressure is different? Like, cause some people been doing it for years and don't get acknowledged right away. Now we have Instagram, we have YouTube, you have so many things without you where you could get paid and show who you are.
Yeah.
Do you feel like since you're young and coming up, people, the older cats don't look out for the younger cats, or do you feel like it's like that out there?
I wouldn't say that. The way I see it, you know, I always say this, that we're on God's timeline, right? So what's young to me is old. So it's old in a different lifetime. Like what I'm putting out right now may reflect on somebody's life who's 20 years from now, right?
True.
And a lot of the older photographers that I have met, once I show them my work, they get it, right? But they know that a lot of people are just in this to get girls. A lot of people are just in it to make money. I'm in it for the legacy. Like I have a job. Like I have a job that I got to go to tonight. In fact.
Oh, you have your 9 to 5, and you still do your side hustle.
Right. So everything that I'm doing now is just going to be a reflection of my future.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, what has been the biggest challenge that you have been going through since the pandemic?
Since the pandemic,
without pandemic.
I would say actually I feel like the pandemic helped me because people had to focus on a platform that they see every day. People were, more in tune with the art that I create, and people were, it just puts more focus. Like, for instance, I did a photo shoot, and people were like, "Oh, how'd you think to like speak to what's going on right now?" Because everybody thought it was old, and I'm like, "Nah, this is my daily art." So the pandemic helped me to focus. I took 8 weeks where I wasn't working my other job, and it just helped me just to align myself with the art and like just focus.
That's dope.
Just to focus, equipment wise, we always pray for better equipment, right? But that's a part of the game. You got to get to where you got to get to.
Well, since you're an artist, I know that it's hard to balance being a father, being an artist. How do you balance that?
For the longest, I work overnight, so at any point in the day where I can be there for my kids, I'm there, regardless. So I balance it with family time. I probably got siblings on here looking like, oh shoot, like I ain't been to a family event.
I'm working.
Yeah,
that's what you said.
Yeah, so I balance it all with family time. My kids are like, I promise you, they're like my number one. Like I could go. It's some days where I sleep for 3 hours, but if I get an hour or 4 or 5 to just chill with them, just be entertained with them, that's how I'm good.
Okay, on that note, we're going to get back to what we talking about right now, but we're going to get into a break right quick. So, we're going to play. What we playing next? Oh, yeah, we love that. Okay, we'll be back, y'all. Hey, that was the jam. Do you know that was my On the Way to Work song?
Oh, that was nice.
That's that chill, smooth. Because when you go to work, you got to woo-side woo for them coworkers.
I was listening to gospel on the way in.
Oh, for real? What's your favorite gospel album?
Gospel album? I would say, I can't say. I'll say Tighter Bit and the GA.
Okay, you somebody else over there. So my last question to you is how you balance fatherhood and being a father with being an artist. So I want to talk about you being a father. How is it now? Do you feel like you have you have to be a little more, you have to talk to your kids early. What you think?
Yeah. Oh no. So
now, because racism is happening and so many things happen, they have to be aware of what's going on in the world. How old are your kids, if you don't mind me asking?
My son is 8. My daughter is 4. She just turned 4.
See, so do you feel like you need to tell them now, or do you feel like you need to eventually talk to them about it? Because at 4, do they really know, or should they know? Or
so no, I talk to my kids very candidly, very I tell them the real, right? So my son, he's been blessed. He's traveled out the country. Him and his mom, they traveled out the country.
Okay.
So I wanted him to know what racism was before then, because I don't want him to be somewhere and someone does something wrong to him, and he feels like it's directly for him. It's not directly for you. It's just that people are not understanding of our race, right?
Yeah.
So I explained to my kids very young that racism does exist. My son knows off top. Like I taught him this when my daughter was first born. If you are ever in a predicament, because it goes past racism. Like we got school shootings and things like that, And I tell my son, like, if you're ever in a predicament to where it's you and your sister, and somebody's whatever trying to do something to your sister while like you your whole life, put your whole life on the line for your sister.
That's crazy.
And he gets it though.
Being that young to know that is like pressure too. If something happened, you have to be big brother.
It's pressure, but the world is different.
Yeah, the world is very different.
I'm one of 7, and I got a sister right now. If she she could vouch. If she needs something right now, I'm there.
Yeah, out of 7, are you the middle?
I'm the second to youngest.
Oh,
it's
you the
twins
baby
in there somewhere. So my younger brother's 20. I think he just turned 29.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so y'all all had each other back growing up?
Yeah.
It's definitely 3 of us. It's only 3 of us. 7, we would have been a clan at school. Like, what's that?
For real. It's a huge family.
How has your journey been being a father, though?
I love it.
Because you're young, a young father.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's had its down times. When I was in college, I was going into my last year of college. Mm-hmm. Last year, first semester, I had my son ending the first semester, and I sat down with his grandpa. I sat down I sat down and said, you know what, his mom's gonna finish school. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna get to work. We lived together. We did everything.
Yeah.
To be where we are, and just to develop the family and whatever else. But being a young black father, wow,
different.
It's different, man. It's different because I worry about my life sometimes.
Yeah.
I worry about just the job security, being a black man. Like I've had ups and downs. Mm-hmm. But I feel like now it's more. I mean, we're a status symbol. I see it. Like, being a black father, you're not just you're amongst some of the most elite people in the world, and people.
If you look at it like that, you'll carry yourself like that, and you probably will prosper a little better than what you do.
Yes, ma'am.
Because a lot of people, I think a lot of times people don't realize how you carry yourself is how people treat you sometimes. Yep. So if you carry yourself with class, dignity, and you don't take that shit, people ain't gonna try you.
I told my
Some
son
people will, though.
I told my son the other day, he was slouching down, just in simple form. Sit up. I had a lady walk into my job. I was working at a hotel in downtown LA. She walked into my job, and she was like, why are you, like, slunched over? And it offended me. A lot of times we're offended, right?
All the time.
And she's like, why are you slunched over? And I'm like, oh, I was tired. She's like, even if you're tired,
never
hold your head up high. And it's crazy because I do this now. It's people who think I got taller just because
make sure you
I hope I
posture up all the time.
All the time.
I think it's very important because I heard one of the judges on a reality show say that we are so affected by words.
Yeah.
Too fast. And we take our emotions is so, we catch up and we yelling and we screaming and don't even know what we yelling and screaming at by the end of the conversation.
Yeah.
So I learned something that day when she said that we take our emotions and we use them, and that's why people use them against us, because they know that it can affect us.
Yep.
So if they know that it can affect us, that's what they use. So just imagine you arguing with a friend and she say something so mean to you. Mm-hmm. And when she said, you looking at her like, would you really say that to me? Like, are you crazy? And then you go even worse. You start. Yeah. So now you got to learn how to control yourself, because what they think of us is that we out of control. Mm-hmm. So if we show we not out of control, we stand our ground, that's a different way of showing them that we about that. We don't have to show, like, it's the craziness in us.
Effortless. We're again, I love my people.
Right.
We're kings and queens. They would not try to tear us down if we weren't anything less than that. So effortlessly, when we walk into a room, we command the room. So when you do that, I teach my kids, when you walking into these rooms, you walking in these places, hold up, we here. Hold up.
Right.
Smile. Be present. Somebody offend you, keep it moving.
Yeah. And it's sad that we got to learn the hard way. A lot of times people have to learn before. But it's honestly, that's a good thing to learn. Then, go forward. But let's get back into this. What have you learned from your daughter? Because it's different. Mm-hmm. When you have a son and a daughter, do you think it's different having a son and a daughter?
Yeah, it is. It's way different.
What is the difference, you think?
My daughter has taught me so much patience.
Oh, yeah.
So much patience, because
all smiling at your. Where your daughter at? I'm telling you, was smiling in here. Jesus.
Zion probably. Hopefully she watching. But I love Zion. I love my daughter. I love Zion. She's taught me how to be patient. She's taught me, because I grew up having a bad temper, like, for no reason. I just always react. Like, I'm reacting with a fist. I ain't gonna react with no words, right? Yeah. And she taught me to be patient. Like, she needs me around. She needs me, her father here. and also women. She's a young girl now, but she's gonna be a grown woman. They have a different way of nurturing.
Yes.
Right. So there's times where, you know, for instance, we got masks right now, right? I'll go to walk out the house. She'll say, "Dad, where's your mask?" And
Oh, you better put it on.
Oh, okay. So she taught me patience. She taught me patience and how to love without needing much back. Because again, there's this huge thing to where, you know, a lot of people say black women aren't protected. I hate that. Because I guarantee you, if your life was on the line, just like my daughter's life on the line, my life is on the line.
I feel you. And we feel the same way as women.
Straight out.
I hate when people say, I just seen a post on Facebook, like, how do black women support black men? What did they say? Black women don't support good black men. Yeah. They feel like, this man always say that we basically, we don't support the good black men, but we support the bad black men. And that's irritating to me.
It's irritating. It's a deeper conversation.
It is, and I just feel like sometimes I just hate when a black person says something about our culture and then get offended when all the women is coming at you like, no, because put some at it, or put a few, or put maybe one I dealt
everybody.
with. Yep. Yeah, don't make it like just all black women. Yeah, because you wouldn't like if I say all black men.
And that's the thing. There's a lot of hurt that's in our community.
Definitely.
That's why I'm showing my kids so much love. I show them love even in people who don't like us.
Yeah, you supposed to.
Yeah.
Because you got to teach them not to be the reactors that you were.
Yeah.
Because then you learn from being a reactor. I learned from being a reactor. I ain't gonna lie.
I learned a lot. I learned a lot.
What can you say that you talk to your kids about that your mom and your dad probably growing up when your parents, they didn't teach you? What do you feel like you got to teach the kids now? Because now we got to tell them about stocks and some more stuff because we didn't learn all that.
All finances.
Oh.
Finances and also understanding that. So my mom raised 7 kids on her own. Let me put that out there because I'm never going to leave that out to the story. She raised 7 kids on her own. So what I'd like to teach my kids is to always have your career, always have a trade if you can, always have a career, trade, and your degree. We definitely want some degrees in the family, but I just teach them like financial responsibility and also just how to always find a way to make it. You know, because like myself, like people will tell you like they think I'm Jamaican, as they say. Like
are you Jamaican?
I cut, and I'm not, but I cut hair. I do the photography. I work. I run a hotel at night. I'll do Postmates if I have to, but anything just to make sure that there's something coming in.
Yeah.
Because at any point, you know, the pandemic happened. You know how many people lost their jobs?
Don't have nothing.
So I try and teach my kids to always have something to fall back on.
True.
Yeah.
A lot of us growing up, we didn't get that stability too. Some parents didn't even know how to teach us those things.
Oh no, and it's funny because I also allow my kids to correct me.
Yeah.
If I'm doing something wrong, I allow them to say like, no, that's not right, or Dad, I didn't like that, and I'm gonna take the time to talk to them about it, and we sometimes find a medium to it.
Yeah, and I just feel like if we learn how to talk to our kids without certain ways we used to get treated as kids, I think kids will be a little better.
They'll be 10 times. So
I don't want to say 10 times, but yes, 10 times.
Listen, I'm gonna say this real fast, right? So my grandmother, I believe she turns 100 this year, December, right? My grandmother, she dealt with a lot of slavery, like she dealt with those times, right? So it's this divide that's happening around. I love it because our grandparents, they could not correct their parents for nothing. Right. Our parents, my mom passed away when she was 56, I believe, 56.
That's young.
Our parents couldn't correct their parents. Like it was always that no, right? And you get to like the 90s to where, you know, get a little lenient, a little bit more lenient. Then you get to the point to where, you know, my generation, I was born in '89, right? So we had 2000s growing up to where, yeah, you kind of say something back, you kind of correct your parents.
That's true.
But now I'm raising my kids in these times, it has to be like an open and transparent conversation about everything. I don't care if it's about what we want to eat tonight.
Yeah.
It has to be open and transparent.
I feel like a lot of people don't take their kids' opinions seriously. Yeah. You know, sometimes we'll be describing something to our parents and they be like, no. They automatically say no because they think it's right.
Right.
So how do we tell our kids, like, how do we be transparent with our kids and tell our kids, no, this is not right, but let them have their opinion at the same time. How do we do that? Because you don't want the kid to run over you. Yeah. You want the kid to know he or she has her opinion, but respect your parents.
Yeah.
Period.
Respect me, but you definitely got an opinion. Right.
And on that note, we're going to go to another song. And then we're going to come back and talk about some little social media stuff. Okay, y'all. Hey, that was Chris Brown, Fine China. He's somebody else. Okay, so you know what? We was talking over the break, and we was discussing some things. And we wanted to talk about politics on social media. And how does he feel about that? And we can go from there.
So, when it comes to politics on social media, my black people, let's go get the information ourselves. Let's go search it ourselves. I feel like we put a lot of people on these platforms, and I feel like the government put a lot of people on these platforms to speak for us when we should be taking control of the narrative ourselves, right? Mm-hmm. You know, everybody mad at Kanye. We don't care about Kanye, right? He gonna speak, and he ain't speaking for us all. So let's ignore that. And keep focused. Let's ignore.
It's like a distraction. It's a
distraction for sure.
I feel like it's a distraction for Black Lives Matter movement. I feel like it's a distraction from the real things that we need to be focused on. Because even if Trump and all these people, the president is that's one thing, but what about the attorneys the governors that we supposed to put on our ballots and stuff like that? People are not even focused on that part.
Right.
Because we still got to vote for those other people.
Yeah.
And we're just focused on Kanye West and Trump and Biden.
And it sucks because, like, you know, I feel like all this is like a part of, you know, I'm not a conspiracy person, but I learned the most about voting and the electoral process in college, right? Mm-hmm. With this huge year coming up, COVID happens, right? Shut down schools, right? Mm-hmm. So you have these people who don't have the knowledge of how this process works and how politics plays so much into electing people don't know the bare minimum, right? Mm-hmm. And with schools closing, you have this huge gap of kids and even young adults who are focused on social media. So they see these requests by vote for that person, and they may be lured into that, and it sucks. But people don't think about it, like.
And do you feel like the people that are what do you call them on social media that speaks about Black culture and stuff like that?
Influencers.
Yeah, influencers. Do you feel like the influencers? Do we have great influencers? Can you name an influencer that you think that you go to and be like, oh, he's gonna say something about this topic that's gonna be great, and I need to hear what he gotta say?
I have a friend. I'm gonna mess up her Instagram name, but it's Hey Miss Parker. Right, but she does it. She gets it. Like, she's on these platforms and she's out there in the street, so she knows everything in and out of what's going on. There's a lot of men and women who are influencers and they know what's up. Right. You know, they may not always talk about it because they still got to get their likes and they still got to get the things going. But so yeah, I'll say Miss Parker. It's a lot of people though who know what's up. I'm mad I'm drawing a blank, but
it's okay.
Even a Wayne Jackson knows what's up. Wayne Jackson from Pasadena. He's on Instagram. He's a very knowledgeable person. Okay. This man went from the hood to Howard. Graduated. Like, very smart person. So you have these people who are influencers, and you have these people who are on a local level, I'll say, who have the knowledge, but they don't have the time to. They don't have the platform necessarily to put it out there. And
then sometimes I think that as influencers, you get kind of scared to speak up on politics. Yeah. Because people will come for you and cancel you, and it's even hard to, I guess, probably for you to even be a photographer, and if you speak your mind, and you might meet somebody that didn't like what you said. Right. And take your job from you.
I hear it all the time.
Really?
I hear it a lot in my DMs, like,
don't say that, because they're going to cancel you.
I hear it a lot in my DMs of,
You be speaking your mind?
I speak my mind very heavily. Because, I mean, it's people who don't even think that I work with other people who aren't Black. Like, other artists.
Why?
Like, just because what my page represents, right? So, and it's also people who feel like you can't speak on certain things because... Yeah. It's a lot. It's crazy.
It's so crazy.
It's crazy.
I mean, I feel like even as a host, I feel like I can't say too much, but I still say something, and then people will be in my DMs and say, "You can't say that; they're gonna cancel you." I'm like, I don't even have that much of followers to be canceled. But at the same time, even if you get to a certain place, they will find your
they'll
last
find something.
audio, your audio from 10 years ago
Yeah.
and blast it like, she talked about this. So you kind of do got to hold your tongue a little bit,
Yeah, so
unless you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, again, yeah. If you know what you talk about, do not hold your tongue.
Exactly. But if
Please.
you don't know too much,
If you
it's
know-
no point in you saying anything.
Yeah, if you know too much, please be quiet.
Yeah,
But
I think
if you know
so, too.
the ins and outs of the things that people need to know nowadays and for the future, please let us know. Put us up on game.
Okay, so on another note, I want you to tell everybody out there, because this is my last question to you for the
Okay.
night. What is some advice you could give those young people out there that's focused and want to get their dreams out there? They want to do what you're doing. What can you tell them to do? What is the advice you would give them?
I would tell any young artist. I say this to people all the time in my DMs. Never stop creating. If you fall on hard times, create even harder. Push your business even harder, because it's times when you fall down, the only way is up. Like that's like a common thing, cliche thing, right? But I would tell any artist to put money behind yourself, put money to the side, and stay faithful to your journey. Stay faithful. Like you're gonna get your closest peers, your closest whoever. They're gonna knock you. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, because people get discouraged because they
People get
see.
discouraged.
Look, because people are so based on followers, and I don't got this, and I don't
Right.
got that, and I don't look like this, and I don't look like that.
Yeah.
Like, what can you tell those people too?
Those people, if you don't have the following, I don't even feel like I have a following like that. But if you don't have those numbers that you're seeking, keep putting your art out there. Because as I said earlier in this conversation, we're on a different timeline. You're on God's timeline, right? So if you believe in God, whatever you believe in, you're on a higher timeline than what you are now. So just keep progressing, trying to get to that level of where you want your art to be, where you want your business to be. Young entrepreneurs, just go, keep going, don't stop. But also understand that the economy plays a lot in how we operate. So have that second option. People tell you not to have a plan B. No, have a plan B, have a plan C, and have a plan D.
Yes.
But don't forget your passion.
Period. I like that. And on that note, we gone for the night. My name is G9 from G Vibes. Make sure you watch us on YouTube tomorrow, the visual, and make sure you tune in on Monday, 6 to 7 p.m. on the cellularradio.net. Spotify, we are on there. iHeartRadio, Google Drive, all of that. Even iTunes, right? Yeah, we on everything. Go check us out. Have a good night, y'all.